Okay, so in this video I'm going to show you how you can audit your backlink profile or link prospects to figure out if you actually want a link from a site, or at least how likely it is to move the needle for you, or to have adverse effects on your rankings, which also happens quite a lot with quite a few guest posting providers. And when you do outreach yourself as well. Okay, so in this example I'm going to audit the link profile of Survival Hacks, which I previously audited as well in terms of on-page and technical SEO. But like I said, you can also use a guest post site list just to filter for sites that are actually worth it. Okay, so the first step is to put the site in Ahrefs to get all the links. Usually you would want to use different sources like Google Search Console, SEMrush, Majestics, and so on, just as many sources as you can to actually find all backlinks you can possibly find. But yeah, like I said, in this case I'm just going to use Ahrefs because it's just a quick demo and not an actual audit of the link profile of this site. Okay, so throw this in Site Explorer, then navigate to the Backlinks tab. And now we're going to select one link per domain because that's enough. We're going to look at the domains and not the referring pages. And you could select the historical tab as well, because sometimes Ahrefs just doesn't detect links that are actually live as live. So this would definitely be the safer option. Okay, now just hit this export button and export everything. And let's save this. Okay, now let's open the exported file. And now what we're going to do is to just copy the referring page URLs. Oops. And now one kind of pre-check I like to do is using this tool, which I wrote, I don't know, like a year ago or something. What this does is it's going to check all these sites for common footprints that link farms usually use in the navigation, or sometimes they also highlight guest posts as sponsored or something. So that's a clear footprint that you would want to avoid. Okay, so all you have to do is paste all these URLs in the urls.txt, then save it, and this is just a small bash script that you can now run. Okay, now it's going to take a while because it's going to download all of these websites actually and analyze the HTML code. So I'll just leave this running in the background, and I'll leave a link in the description to this tool. Okay, so this is part one. Like I said, it's going to take a minute. Let's jump to part two. I'm also going to share a link to this backlink audit template. What you have to do now is check all these URLs that you got using the batch analysis. I'll assume you actually got more referring pages than I have in this demo. Like I said, use Google Search Console, use whatever backlink source you can find. And now we're going to paste all these URLs in this batch analysis. And one thing you have to do is select a domain without subdomains. So we want to get the stats for the domains without without all its subdomains, just the actual subdomain that's linking to your site. Everything else can be kept default, like protocol. That's fine. Live index is also fine. Then hit analyze. Okay, there we go. Now we have to export this file again. UTF-8 is fine, by the way. Okay, save this. And now you can jump to this hrefs tab in the audit template, hit File, Import, Upload, and select the file we just exported from the batch analysis. And in this case, we're going to select replace a current sheet. If you have to split the analysis into multiple batches because you got more than 200 backlinks, then with all following export files, you can use this append to current sheet option. But in this case, we only got I think 66 domains. So yeah, we only have to import this once. Okay, now just jump back to the audit tab, and there you can see this site quality rating. So let me explain how this works. Usually you hrefs can crawl every site. Quite a few CDN providers and so on just block all kinds of crawlers. So the only absolutely safe way to analyze a site is by looking just at the traffic and ranking keywords, because hrefs can see this even if it can't crawl the site. So yeah, that's what I'm going to focus on. Other than that, there are quite a few other factors you would want to look at as well, like how many domains a site links out to compared to the domains that link to the site. So if a site links out to, I don't know, 10,000 different domains, but only has links from 500 domains, this would likely be an issue, or at least you would get not enough power from a link, or at least not a lot of power. And it's also an indication that basically anyone can place a link on the site if it has too many linked domains. But like I said, for this to work, hrefs has to be able to crawl the domain. And as you can see in some cases, oh no, this is actually completely zero. Yeah, I don't know, I can find an example now, but there are actually quite a few domains that hrefs can crawl. Let's see. So this one can be crawled, this blocks hrefs. This one as well. This is a great example. You can see that hrefs picks up on keywords and traffic, but can't actually crawl the domains. So this linked domains value will always be 0. Just because hrefs can't crawl the domain, that doesn't mean that the site actually links out to 0 domains. Anyway, so that's why this analysis focuses only on traffic and ranking keywords. And the way this works is it divides ranking keywords by organic traffic. And then it's going to calculate a score, keywords traffic ratio. And basically the lower this number is, the better the site ranks, so the more authority it has. As you know, metrics like DR or referring domains and citation flow, trust flow, and all of these that people usually focus on can easily be manipulated and don't actually tell you a lot about the quality of the site in terms of how Google sees the site. And basically the only way you can tell how authoritative Google thinks the site is by looking at organic traffic. Because if Google thinks it's a high authority site, it's going to get a nice share of organic traffic. And if Google doesn't like the site, like, I don't know, in this case, it's a DR52 domain, so you would think it's a great and strong domain, but it only ranks for 40 keywords and actually has 0 traffic. So yeah, Google thinks otherwise. Oh, actually, this is a subdomain, so this could be the issue here. But anyway, there are quite a few cases where you can see a relatively high DR, but 0 traffic, or at least too little traffic compared to the DR. Okay, so why I'm dividing ranking keywords by organic traffic is that especially with link farms and sites that are just low quality or spammy, or that Google doesn't like for whatever reason, you would see that they're going to rank for quite a few keywords, but just a minority of these keywords actually pulls organic traffic, which means they do rank somewhere between page 2 and page 10. For some keywords, but if they don't pull enough organic traffic from them, it means that they actually, yeah, just rank page 2 or lower most of the time, which means in the eyes of Google, it's a low authority domain. So this is why this score is quite useful. To just see how much traffic a site gets compared to the keywords it ranks for. So basically, this is going to tell you how many of these keywords actually rank on positions where they get clicks, meaning Google would trust the site enough to get visitors on it. Okay, so there are a couple of rules here. You can see this formula right there. Basically anything with less than 500 visitors a month would be considered low quality. If it's below 5, like say this one, I would actually consider this toxic compared to the keywords it ranks for anyway. So yeah, there's a rule that marks everything toxic that has less than 5 organic traffic per month or less than 5 keywords, or a keywords traffic ratio of 8.0 or more, which basically means that it ranks for 8 times as many keywords than it pulls traffic. So again, this is a good indication to find link farms that otherwise don't actually look that bad. Like in some cases, they could rank for, let's see if we can find an example. Yeah, like this one. So it pulls more than 3K organic traffic per month. So it doesn't look too bad, but if you look at the ranking keywords, you'll notice that it's more than 7 times more ranking keywords than it pulls traffic. So this is a good indication that that this site is actually low authority. The DR is low as well, so this is just a coincidence. In many cases, you'll have, I don't know, DR 60 domains that pull 2K organic traffic per month and rank for 20K keywords or something. So this would be a perfect example of a toxic site. Not necessarily toxic, but at least not very authoritative. If in addition to that it also has a ton of outgoing links or something, then it's most likely toxic, or at least won't help you rank anything. Yeah, so that's basically everything there is to this sheet. So if this value is below 1.0, you'll get a great rating. which just means that it pulls more organic traffic than it has keywords ranking. So this would be a great link. Other than that, there's not a single link in this case that's rated great. OK is usually fine too. If it's low, you should definitely look at the site and see if you use a keyword anchor or something, it could be an issue, because this site likely has some issues for whatever reason. So yeah, just look at everything manually that's highlighted as low site quality. And if it's toxic, in some cases like directories or forums, they will generally rank lower. So this still doesn't have to be actually toxic, but personally I actually just disavow anything that this sheet would mark as toxic. So yeah, there isn't too much you could do wrong with this, unless you're in local SEO or something where the spam threshold is much higher and where directory links and citations actually move the needle. But if you do anything on a national or international level, then I would just get rid of anything that doesn't rank as good as it should. So yeah, this one is a good example. Let's take a look at the actual site. So it's about dresses, prom dresses, wedding stuff. And then it links to a survival site. So this is already irrelevant. This kind of looks like a PBN anyway. So yeah, this is a perfect example of a site that I would consider actually toxic. So especially considering the high DR. So this is a DR 30 site, but it only pulls barely 100 organic visitors a month, while it ranks for more than 1K keywords. So yeah, this is a very bad keywords to traffic ratio. And the DR is also way too high for what it actually ranks for, which is also a sign for a site having issues or being toxic. Yeah, same with this one. This is a forum, like I just mentioned. This is quite often the case with forums, that they don't rank that well. These links are usually no follow and don't have to be toxic, but they aren't really going to help you rank anyway, so I would just get rid of all of these. Let's see if we can find anything else. So this one, this could be a PBN as well. It ranks for a few hundred keywords, doesn't pull any organic traffic basically. Oh, this page doesn't even exist. Yeah, this should be a PBN as well, a quite bad one, or a scraper site maybe, I'm not sure. But yeah, as you can see, this doesn't look great. When you check the homepage, you can see that they got more than 2,000 pages with, I don't know, these are at least 10 posts on each page. So yeah, it just got tons of pages and doesn't pull any organic traffic. It probably also links out to quite a few domains. Let's check this. Let's see which column this is. Linked domains, column N. So yeah, this this also links out to almost 40K domains. So this is definitely a bad link that you should get rid of. And yeah, now we should be able to have a look at the footprint check. So let's open this output CSV. And here we can see that there are actually quite a few pages that do have footprints. You should check these manually as well, just to make sure you don't disavow anything you would like to keep. So let's look this up in our audit sheet. There it is. So The traffic ratio seems to be okay. 3 is a little high, but most of the time this should still be fine. But yeah, there's guest posting policy, sponsored posts. So if a site has menu items like this one, or maybe even a sponsored post category. Oh, there's actually a guest post by Peter Betts. So these are all red flags, and it's probably not worth the risk of having this link. We can also check this site in Site Explorer just to see if you notice any hits in terms of algorithmic penalties or whatever. This looks okay actually, so there aren't any massive drops. But yeah, like I said, these are just a few footprints too many. So these items in the navigation, and then this is just something that Google could detect really easily. I'm not sure if they actually do, but they definitely do this when there's a manual review. So this is definitely a risky link, not necessarily a toxic one, but something to think of disavowing at least. And yeah, we can just go through all of these. We could check this one as well. And again, look it up in our sheet. There it is. So again, this is kind of okay as well in terms of traffic metrics. But again, there are probably footprints. Okay. I'm not actually spotting the footprint. Sometimes you're just going to have, I don't know, a post about guest posts or something else where it mentions sponsored. And then this footprint checker would mark this as having footprints when actually there aren't any. So I'm going to look at the source code. Contribute, maybe this triggered the script. You can actually customize the footprints as well. So anyway, there's one of these on the page. I don't find it now, but yeah, you basically have to look at these manually anyway, and just figure out if it's a link you want to have or if it's better to get rid of it. And this is also going to help you detect scraper sites and stats site like these two, for example. They usually don't rank for anything, and they can harm your site. So yeah, just get rid of them and look at the low quality ones as well. Excuse me. So yeah, as you can see, these are probably scraper sites as well, or just some stats sites that are marked as low quality. I would just disavow them as well. They won't help you rank, and they could hurt your site. Even if Google say they don't count these, they actually do, at least in some cases. So it's always better to just to just disavow them. Same with these Blogspot blogs. They don't provide any value, they don't get any traffic. So yeah, I would get rid of all of these. Let's check out this one. No footprint. Okay, page not found. Anyway, I think that's enough for a quick demo. So you get the point. Just import your Ahrefs batch analysis into this tab, and then it's going to give you an overview of how well these sites perform in terms of traffic. Sometimes some will slip through, like this keyword suggest tool. This is probably a scraper site as well, or at least not a link you really want to have. But it actually ranks for quite a few keywords and gets decent traffic as well. So yeah, in terms of this traffic formula, it's not going to be toxic. But you still might want to disavow this one. So this doesn't replace a manual check, and it doesn't replace a footprint check, and just common sense and looking at your anchors and all of that. But it's going to give you an overview of the sites that Google attributes authority to, and you can also kind of see the level of authority they have, or yeah, I would probably call this authority, because it's not based on links but on how well the site ranks in terms of the keywords it targets. And the better it ranks for its target keywords, the higher its authority in terms of what Google thinks about the site, and not about what what Ahrefs thinks, or any other tool for that matter. Okay, so I think that's it. Like I said, I put the link in the description below to both tools, to this sheet and to the footprints checker if you want to use that. You can of course also use Scrapebox or I don't know, any other scraper to check for these footprints or any other footprints that people would usually search for to find guest posting sites, because yeah, these are usually spammed. It's a footprint that's easy to detect, and there's a good chance that the sites with footprints will also be rated low quality at least, or even toxic in some cases. So yeah, just look at everything, use this as a filter to just sort out the worst sites and to find the best ones, actually, if you want to build some tier 2 links to some of these. This is just a forum, apparently. It gets decent traffic, but if this would be a guest post, I would probably send quite a few tier 2 links to this one to power it up some more. And yeah, like I said in the beginning, you should also use this to check any link opportunities up front to see if these sites are actually worth it, and also take a look at what sites they link out to and how many. And yeah, there are quite a few things, but this is a good start to figure out where you're at in terms of your link profile or these sites linking to your site.